So I was tagged by Baby Cake 390, also known as Cornelia. She's a gal who, she lives in London now, but she tagged me to do the, what's it called? I don't even know. It's called the All About Eyes tag. So I got my phone here and the questions are on it, and this was really hard for me because you had to go kind of through the, you know, certain eye categories and pick one thing. That's really hard for a junkie. But and then too, I'm filming on a Canon T4i, which I've had this camera for over a year with STM autofocus silent lens or whatever, and I think I finally figured out how to make it look okay without being so dark in the background. It looks more real in the viewfinder. Took me long enough. But I'm filming with that today, so you guys are gonna have to let me know what you guys think of the lighting or the quality or anything like that. So hopefully it will go good. So the first question that's on the tag is called, what eye cream or serum do you use? And I'm assuming you're only supposed to pick one in each category. So I went with the Resist Super Antioxidant Concentrate Serum with Vitamin C by Paula's Choice. It looks like that right there. I've been using this for years and years and years around my eyes. I do mix it with other little concoctions and potions and stuff around my eyes, but if I could only use one thing, it would definitely be this, morning and night, and it's also what I use all over my face. This is the one without the retinol, because I can't use retinol around my eyes because it'll fry the skin like right off, which is really sad because retinol's like the only ingredient proven to actually diminish fine lines and wrinkles in the eyes is where it starts. So I'm like, I want to just slather retinol all around that area, and I can't. So anyway, this is the version without the retinol, and this is an amazing stuff. I used to be, you know how I spend money like I do on makeup, or what my makeup obsession, it used to be like that with skincare. Doing that now, that gets expensive, and I'm so happy that I educated myself in the skincare department so that I don't do that anymore. So I definitely wouldn't go off and buy like the eye creams that I used to buy. It's like ridiculous, but this stuff is amazing. That's what I'm trying to say. The second question is, what is your favorite under eye concealer? This is kind of a hard one because I'm always on the hunt for the perfect under eye concealer. I want it to be creamy and moisturizing, with good pigmentation, but an exceptionally thin consistency, and sits really thin on the skin. So I don't have really bad dark circles, but I do have quite a bit of redness around my eyes, so I always feel like I'm battling the redness. But I would much rather have dark circles underneath my eyes than trying to cover them up with a thick concealer. This part here I find is you know, where you first start seeing aging, and I just like to keep that area as clean as possible. So like I said, I don't have the darkest circles or anything like that, but if I had to just grab something that blended, something that brightened, you know, it might not cover up like super deep dark circles or anything like that, but it'll get rid of the redness and all that and give me a brighter eye. The quickest, fastest I would grab for the Bare Minerals Stroke of Light Eye Brightener. It comes with a doe foot applicator. It's by Bare Minerals, and this is the one in Luminous 1, which is the pinkier toned of the two illuminators that they have. I think there's 4, some for deeper skin tones, but there's a yellow based lighter one like this as well. But this is what it looks like. It feels like I can't even see it in the viewfinder. Hopefully this will work out, but it's just a really thin consistency. It just really has a thin consistency, and it blends nice, and it does the job for brightening the eye area and covering up my redness and stuff. So I would go for this one. The third question is, what is your favorite brow product? And I've been using Quite Natural Paint Pot by MAC on my brows for quite a while. I used to only pull it out when I was going to the lake or something like that, and then just on a whim I decided to use it daily, like start using it daily, and I really like it. I don't have to worry about trying to get powder to stick to patchy spots or anything like that. It just kind of works like a gel. And I've tried the Tarte gels and a few other gels, but the coloring just wasn't right. I do wish that I could get a brow tone shade just a hair lighter than this. I know that when MAC came out with the brow gels, they sold out like hotcakes. So whatever, this is in the permanent collection, and you can make it go on as dark or is kind of light as you want it to, depending on how much product you pick up. So it's pretty handy in that aspect. And then for only being able to pick one brow product, it does hold your brows in place pretty well also. So, and it blends nice and it has really good staying power. So I've been using this for a long time on my brows. I always try to switch it up because when you're addicted to makeup, that's just what you do. You can't just stick to one thing all too long, but I always come back to this all the time. Is this here. So yeah. The fourth question is, what is your favorite eyeshadow primer? I would usually just reach for probably whatever concealer possibly I was using underneath my eyes, or just the concealer pot usually, but Urban Decay came out with a new product, the anti-aging primer potion. I hate I guess hate is such a strong word. I dislike all of the other versions of this primer potion because it just dries my lids out. It makes them look crepey, and then too, it sets so fast and my lids are so dry that after I get the primer potion on, and I work pretty fast with my shadow, but I can't get eyeshadow to stick to it. It's just too dry. So I did pick up this to see what it was all about, and I've been using it fairly consistently, and I did go back to a concealer like last week sometime, and I preferred this. So I was surprised because I wasn't sure at first when I first got it if I loved it or if I hated it, and I kind of think I love it. I don't notice any crepey looks or anything like that to my eyelids, but my eyeshadow stays in place and my lids don't feel dry either. So I think I do like this. As far as noticeable reduction in the appearance of fine lines on your eyelids, I don't really notice anything. I suppose I should have took a picture a couple weeks ago and took one now, but I mean, I don't, the claims are too high for, is what I know, for skincare to, you know, make that believable. So, but I do like it for an eyeshadow primer in the fact that it keeps my eyeshadow looking pretty all day and my eyelids not dry. So I'd choose this one. Number 5 on the list is, what's your favorite shadow palette? You must choose just one. So this is the hardest question on the list. I'm a palette junkie. I am an eyeshadow palette junkie. I love eyeshadow and eyeshadow palettes, and I'm sure you guys know that I have a ridiculous amount if you've watched just a couple of my videos or follow me on Instagram. But I went through, well, I went with one that if I was in a rush or if I didn't want to think about what I was going to put on my eyes, what I wanted to look, and I wanted it quick and whatever, I went with the one that I would usually go for in a situation as such. It's also travel friendly, which travels with me quite a bit as well. And that would be the Kat Von D, little application fault, the Kat Von D True Romance Eyeshadow Palette in Ludwig. And it looks like this here. I was stalking Kat Von D's line on Sephora the other day because I'm desperately waiting, impatiently and desperately waiting for when she comes out with her Esperanza palette, which she like put a picture on Instagram a couple weeks ago. It just looks so pretty. Anyway, I'm obsessed with these shadows, and I noticed that this palette isn't on there anymore, which is really surprising because this one in Beethoven, which I'll show you in a minute because it's no longer available, and Beethoven is, and it's my second choice. And I want to be able to give you an option that you can still buy, I guess. Anyway, this isn't on there anymore. Luckily for me, I have 2 backups of it. I'm obsessed with it, and believe it or not, pan, this one's almost a hit pan, and this is my second palette of these because I completely wiped out I think all of these shades in one palette. So yeah, this is my second one of these, and I just love it. I love Kat Von D's shadows and packaging and everything about it, so I would go with that one because the greens in this palette just, they really suit my eye color, and I like it. I'm going to show you the other one. This is my second choice too, by the way, which you guys are going to laugh because as much eyeshadows and haulage and all that stuff that I do, you guys are probably like, she probably never used up an eyeshadow palette ever, right? Well, this is my Beethoven palette, which would be the second choice, and it is still available on Sephora, and I still love it, and I have backups of this palette as well. So I'm just going to show it to you because that one isn't on the Sephora website anymore. But yeah, this is what my Beethoven palette looks like. Aren't you impressed? It's very, very well loved. This is also my second palette of this here. So just showing you, I did only pick one. I picked Ludwig, but I want to be able to say something that you guys can still buy because I love these palettes. So this is one you can still purchase on Sephora. I hope they don't discontinue that one too because it's wonderful. The 6th question is, what is your favorite eye makeup remover? I don't use eye makeup remover. I don't use eye makeup remover towels. I don't use any of that stuff. I jump in the shower, and the face wash that I use the face wash that I use takes off all my makeup. So unless I were to use a waterproof mascara, which would only happen in the summertime if I was going to the lake, I would just reach for whatever like free travel size in a gift with purchase I have laying around, which I have like a Lancome I don't know what it's called. Bifacil? Yeah. I got one of those. I got a Clinique one laying around. I just go with those. Because I just don't use eye makeup remover. My cleanser does the job. So yeah. My favorite mascara. I love CoverGirl's rubber bristle brush mascaras. And if I could only choose one, I would go with the CoverGirl Lash Blast Volume Mascara in the orange tube. It comes with, there's a Lash Blast regular as well, but this is the volume version. I feel like it separates and it lengthens and it thickens my lashes quickest and fastest without clumping. I cannot talk. I feel like I need to go get a drink of water. Perhaps I shall do that after this question. But yeah, Lash Blast Volume is probably my #1 for mascara, if I could only have one. The 8th question is, what is your favorite eyeliner? I'm gonna go ahead and, I don't know if you want to consider this cheating or what, but cheat, I guess, because I use 2 eyeliners every day, but for totally different purposes. So that's why I'm going to pick one from both areas of usage, I guess. The first one that I'd go for, it would be the one that I'd put on the waterline if I could only have one, and I would pick the NARS Larger Than Life Longwear Eyeliner Pencil, and this is in the shade Abbey Road. Just because black the rest of my life could be boring, and blue isn't that boring. If I had to only have one for the rest of my life, I guess. No, but I really do love this liner a lot for my waterline. It's just a bright blue shade and it's fun, and I'll wear it with any color eyeshadow. I was looking for that pencil today actually to put with this shadow that I have on, but I couldn't find it here in my purse. I went and found it for this video. So I'd choose that one for the waterline, and then for since I use a liquid liner on top, there's 3 of them that I'd go between all the time, but I'd probably go for this one as #1. It'd be the L'Oreal Linear Intense in Black Mica, and I picked the one in this packaging because the Carbon Intense one, which I like that one too, but it has a glossy finish, and I guess I prefer this one. Isn't like the mattest either, but it's not as shiny as the other one, so I would go with this liner right here for the top, because I use liquid on top and then pencil or gel on my waterline. So those would be the eyeliners that I'd choose. The 9th question is your favorite single eyeshadow, and I don't really remember the last time that I went and just reached for a single eyeshadow, because it's like Christmas time and it's palette heaven since September for me. I've been out of control with that whole situation. But so I went through my single eyeshadows that I have or have probably thought that I'd used in the past and looked for the one with the biggest dent in it. And this is the one that I found, and it's by Estee Lauder, and it is a Pure Color eyeshadow. Looks like that. It's got a pretty good dent in it. I've almost got the L worn out of it. It's in #11 Riviera Rose, and it is a satin finish blush. It works really good for a brow bone highlight. It's not too shimmery, and it works really good for a lid shade for me. So I'll show you guys what it looks like. That's what it looks like. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not going to be able to tell if you guys can see exactly how I see it until I edit. Hopefully you guys can see. But this is the single eyeshadow that I found that I probably used the most out of my single eyeshadow selection. And then the very last question, number 10, is your favorite sunglasses. And I thought this was funny because I watched Cornelia's video and she pulled out like the same pair of shades. So I was like, hey, those are my favorite shades too. So that was pretty cool. But this is they're Ray-Ban Aviators, and this is the case. But mine are the steel. They have a steel gray frame, and then the lenses are green polarized lenses, and they look like that. These are a very popular brand of sunglasses I see on the tube. I see quite a few folks enjoy them, and I love these too. I don't know. I think like when I'm looking in the viewfinder, I feel like I look like a bug, but they're cool. I dig them. Anyway, these would be the ones that, like, if I'm going somewhere or from, you know, something like that, these are my sunglasses of choice. Of course, in the summertime when I'm out riding and stuff, the biggest, largest sunglasses that cover the whole area of my eyes is what I go for. I don't give a rat's what they look like. So those would be the sunglasses that I choose for fancier purposes, I guess, is the Ray-Bans. So that concludes the All of Our Eyes tag. Thank you to BabyCake390 for tagging me. I always space out before I start filming a tag like this that I need to make a list of folks that I'm supposed to tag, and I'm so like ADHD that I can't pull it off the top of my head. But so I'm just gonna tag all the folks who would like to do it. That sounds really dingy of me, but yeah, if you want to do it, you know. Makeup Never Sleeps, yeah, I take you. And the Bombshell Suite, I take her too. And Well Tailored, there, I thought of 3 gals off the top of my head. Those girls are pretty cool. They sent a good amount of love my way, which I really appreciate. So yeah, that's the end of this tag. I tagged them girls and anybody else who wants to do this. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and, I don't know, found some form of use or entertainment out of it. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to wear sunscreen, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.